I'm not really sure if I fully understand Unity builds. So Unity build is when we compile everything into a single file. I don't think that's the case because we do have multiple source files in HMH. Source files is not really the important part. It's how the compiler sees those source files when you pass it. And so in Handmade Hero, we really have 3 separate compilation units. And compilation unit is the right term to think about here because that's what the compiler actually sees. It doesn't matter how many files there are, right? Because like you can imagine you have handmade.h, handmade.cpp. If handmade.cpp includes handmade.h and you only pass handmade.cpp to the compiler, well, there's only one compilation unit there. Because the compiler doesn't think about handmade.h as being a separate compile pass. It's just a separate file that gets stuffed into handmade.cpp before the compiler actually goes to work, right? And so what we do on Handmade Hero is we just pound include all our CPP files. So we actually only have 3 translation units. One that's the Win32 binding layer. And that's there so it can reload our code and we can do our loop live code editing stuff. So that's one. Thing 2 is our optimized code. And the only reason we have that is because the compiler is too dumb to let us say, hey, optimize this function. It has to be in a separate compilation unit for some reason. I have no idea why. And then number 3 is the rest of the code. And so we only have 3 of them, and that's why I say that we can kind of do stuff like this counter thing.